as if he's like a 1980s dad, basically.
Rock and roll!
Did you guys used to do that?
What? Rock and roll? Not really. I mean,
episode
doesn't
705.
matter what they say in the papers.
Episode 705, Lucas, Tigers, and Bronze, the best sports car podcast in the world. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment. And honestly, this has been one of the most engaging weeks in terms of, comments on YouTube, comments on Instagram. Grading always kind of hits a nerve with people. And what I love about the discussion with grading this time around is everyone's kind of voiced their opinions. But I didn't feel a lot of like the backlash if people agreed or disagree. I felt like it was a lot of just compelling evidence on both sides. And so one person said, it's a little ridiculous to think that cards subbed in 2020, cards that you were like kind of second tier, that you might not have wanted to sub otherwise, but because everyone was making money on subs, no, you don't agree? You want to finish the comment?
That's the argument that's given. Go ahead.
Well, he just said like in 2019 or 2022, these cards would not have otherwise been subbed. So you you sub junk and you're going to get junk grades back.
That's so the comment needs layering, right? If you're talking about the kind of card, sure, there were cards being subbed that would not have been subbed if it wasn't for an $8 or $10 submission. Hoops, Pulsar, whatever the heck it is, sure, you weren't going to sub those, of Brandon Clark. Yeah, you're not subbing them now for $50 or $30. But
an NBA Hoops rookie.
But that doesn't mean that you subbed all your good-looking Brandon Clark's Hoops, Pulsars, and then, you know what? These were the ones I didn't sub the first time around. They're crappier versions of them. They're probably 9s, but I'm going to get a 10, and now I got a 7, so the answer is that's my second tier of cards. If that's what's meant by that, no, absolutely not. So I mean, I get it, but at least my own. And remember, we're only talking from my own, experience. No way, man. I mean, stuff that we put in those subs. First of all, look at our group subs fall in the same categories, and some of those group subs are people who just got into the hobby, opened the box, and submitted it. They don't have tiers of cards where they were like, oh, let me submit my junk. So anyway. It is what it is, man. We'll never know, I don't think. We will never know what the story is. We're getting more comments like I'm not submitting until there's some sort of clarity or some sort of consistency because I don't know what I'm going to get back. And that's the scary stuff, right? Because it's not I'm not submitting because of pricing. It's not I'm not submitting because I don't have options because there's clearly options. It's I'm not submitting because there's no continuity, there's no consistency. So I think it's a 10 this time. It might be an 8. I think it's a 10 next time. It's a 10. I think it's 10 next time. Maybe it's a 4. So that's part of it. Dude, who's Rod Carew?
Dude, Rod Carew. All right, I'll lean in, man. Rod Carew is one of those people who had a better career off the field than on the field. And what I judge by that is how many lives he impacted. So I don't remember how many episodes ago, but I talked about how this guy was one of those athletes that mentored kids, that worked with kids, that had camps where kids could come for free and he would work with them and teach them not just about how to hit a baseball, which he was one of the best hitters of all time, but how to live life. And then he was on the golf course, right? He was golfing and he had a heart attack. And the interesting thing about that was if he was on hole 2 through 18, he said he would have passed away because no one would have seen him. But he had a heart attack on hole 1. They took him to the hospital. They put him on life support. And he had a transplant. He had a heart transplant. And one of the kids that he mentored was the person who donated their heart to him. And he's still alive today. So he's one of those most just insanely inspirational people. And just to even add a layer to that story, he was blessed or not blessed. He would say he's blessed. But his daughter got a very rare form of leukemia, cancer. And she passed away at a young age. But he took that situation, which is like, the worst thing I think a parent could ever have is to bury their kid. And he created a drive to raise millions and millions and millions of dollars for children's cancer. So, he's one of the greatest hitters of all time, but he's an even more incredible human being post-retirement.
Yeah, I mean, listen, what's amazing about it is, you talked about him. You talked about his books. Remember, you talked about him, all the fun stuff, that Rod Carew brings to the table. If you want to pull up the weekly auction, if you have the ability to do that, and just type Rod Carew, batting average, I mean, amazing. Career high batting average, 328. Top 30-ish of all time. 7 batting titles. So you say he had a great that 7 batting titles, over 3,000 hits. I think he was 26th all time in hits. Anyway, Andrew will get it up there. But if you were to do the power buyer stuff that's there, you go to a weekly auction and just type Carew, Carew. It's the number 2 power buyer card right now by price. There is a PSA 9, just a gorgeous PSA 9 Rod Carew rookie. I mean, just a really nice card. It's currently sitting at 12.5. Obviously, it's not an inexpensive card by any stretch. But these are the kind of things that don't come up. I think if I looked at the research on this card, the last time PWCC sold a 9 of Carew was back in January of 2020, before the madness, before COVID. So these are the things that, I mean, it's a hard grade, 67 tops, really nice centering, really nice registration, great corners. It's just one of those cards that, ranks up there as just, seldom seen. You don't get them, for auction often.
Cage right next to it is a 7, just so you know. That's PSA 7, but it's a PWCCE, and that one's at 750, which is, I love when this kind of stuff happens, because in a market like this, when it already feels like a buyer's market, you have 2 iconic cards like this ending side by side. It gives you an opportunity to get in it,
Yep. So, I mean, I love the card. I saw that one just because I know Andrew is a fan, and we always like to bring you plays of people who remained relevant, if not more relevant after. He was as relevant as they came on, on the field. 7 batting titles, just give it a break. But, then he was in the Hanukkah song, Hall of Famer Rod Carew. For Adam Sandler, and he's written some books. Anyway,
so the guy Ed Milet I was talking about, that I'm giving away 5 books to our audience, and I am trying to get him on the show. He was mentored and trained by Rod Carew. So Ed Milet played college baseball, and Ed was actually one of Rod's mentees, because he used to bat like him. Ed was as a lefty, and I think like Rod Carew kind of flattened his bat out a lot, right? Is kind of how he used to bat. I don't know if you remember. You do. 1967. Well, you're 20 years old. Then?
I was like 35.
35. So you remember he like flattened his bat out. So really, I mean,
it was very impressive to watch. It was almost like when I saw Babe Ruth call a shot. It was just insane.
You've literally lived history.
You are
history. Talk everlasting. You drank the water.
That's it. History has timeless moments.
Would you live till 1,000 if you could?
100%. Why the hell not? If I get to see, I'd live as long as I can. I'd love to see all the cool stuff that happens. Speaking of timeless moments, the original timeless moment is here. We talked about this a little bit last week. You have to love these numbered Kobe autos. There's 2 of them. The 2007 Upper Deck Chronology Kobe autos out of 99. They're gorgeous cards. Take a look at those. Obviously, again, not a cheap play. We'll turn the clock back. 1948 Leaf. One of my messages this week is the 48 Leaf set iconic? I don't know if I go as far as iconic. I know the Jackie Robinson is an iconic card. There's your stuff. But there's a really cool short print. We've talked about the Satchel Paige short print card. There is, you're looking at the Kobe's now, which is awesome. There's the Kobe cards he's looking at. 1948 Leaf, Hal Newhouser. All right? Now, you would think, Kobe autos are going to sell for a lot of money. Take a look at Newhouser. 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 Or just type 48 Leaf and go buy most expensive. That's Warren Spahn.
I'm on Power Buyer.
Yeah, it's just probably won't be on Power Buyer. But Hal Newhouser. It's a PSA 8.
What is happening here?
What do you think? $17,000.
This is absurd.
So here's the thing, right? Pop.
Why is his neck burnt and looks like he's fading and his eyes are bulging out of his head? What is happening here, Cage? You're messing with me. What are you doing? This isn't real.
People build the set.
He has 2 lips.
In the set.
Dual eyebrows.
I mean, this was early printing, right? And
this is all. You look at someone ballpoint pen on his eyes.
It sort of looks like that. It looks like Pee Wee Herman movie, like in the night, just like tonight.
So we always laugh like.
Tell him it looked like this.
Great. Our wives, our significant others don't know. just real quick, our wives and our significant others don't know what we really spend our money on or how much stuff is, right? Imagine your wife catching you bidding on this. Imagine that.
Somebody's bidding on it. It's up to set. It's like $20,000 with the buyer's premium. It's gonna get bid. People build these sets, and there's only 6 PSA 8s and no 9s, no 10s. You cannot improve upon that piece of art that you're making fun of. Just want to make sure you understand. There are half a dozen in 8. If you are somebody who has a set registry, or somebody out there who's looking to build a 48 leaf set, these do not come around. The ability to upgrade these SP, the short print cards. It's not just 2022 Topps, Series 2 that has short prints in it of Julio Rodriguez. This is Hal Newhouser. It's a very difficult.
The great Southpaw had an indifferent year in 1947, but came back stronger in 1948 to win 21. Okay. All right,
listen,
not bad.
Can we throw up 2020 Dominguez?
I am throwing up looking at this.
So I just want to point this out, right? Because, there are still Dominguez believers out there, right? And while this is not, the Superfractor, first Bowman, you name it, but if you pull up 2020 Bowman Chrome X, Red X Fractor, Jason Dominguez, rookie, PSA 10, 1 of 1. He did not start off in the minors as well as he was supposed to. But the guy's 11 years old. And, there's not that many opportunities to pick up, these 1 of 1 type of cards of this guy who's supposed to be generational. We know that.
How do we know this is a 1 of 1? Oh, 1 of 1 on the front. Okay.
It says it, right? It says 1 of 1 on the front?
Yeah, it's on the front right here.
So it's not his Bowman first, but obviously he doesn't have a ton of cards. It is a 2020 Bowman Chrome X Red X Fractor. It's numbered 1 of 1. If you're a believer in Dominguez, look at this card. What's it at? $400? A 1 of 1 Dominguez?
This is a good get. This is a good get. I love. Cage, do you agree with this? Like when you see something like we could use Zion in this example. People are going to protect the floor. If someone's into a Dominguez for $500,000, you don't for this card. I don't know what it's going to end at. I'm curious.
You don't want it selling for $400.
You do not want it for selling for $400. And if you're able to get in cheap, you're getting in with other people who have vested interest at a much higher price point. If that makes sense, right? Forget the player, just like the scenario.
When I just said Jason Dominguez 1 of 1 card. Did anybody listening or watching think it was going to be a $400 card? The answer is no. But that's what it's bidding at right now. So take a look. These are the kind of things we try to bring to you. I want to go to Andrew's favorite kind of card right now. Absolute favorite. All right? His favorite. Not Hal Newhouser. That's his second favorite. But his favorite card, Andrew, this is a Josh Allen rookie from 2018. Optic. PSA 10. But guess what? It's a white sparkle. Andrew's all-time favorite card. Take a look.
I do love Optic. I think Optic is one of the nicest.
I hate white when sparkle. They do. I can't see it. Pull it up for everybody. I can't see.
Why did they do that? Why did they take Panini's sometimes really corny about how they do things. Like white sparkle was a Prism thing, right? Why plug it into Optic too?
Do you know what I'm saying? People love the white sparkle. You're a perfect example. Anyway, if this was a Prism or anything else, think of what it would be selling for. Optic has not got pricing anywhere near Prism. And if you look at the prices of Josh Allen's cards leading into the season, they're all significantly higher than this. I think there's 10 PSA 10s. There's just one to take a look at if you want to get in on the Josh Allen market and you want an alternate type of play here. People do like white sparkle. You're just not one of them.
Well, I have a lot of problems with this. For one, this isn't a numbered card. 2, white sparkle is supposed to be at a Prism release. But 3, PSA 1 of 10. So if there's already 10 PSA 10s, and Optic's not an easy grade, how can you really say that a white sparkle is SSP?
It's a great question. Hey, did you see the story about the Mac Jones that got sold by a 13-year-old kid?
Yeah,
that got pulled in a break. What do you think of that story? Good for him.
I'm happy for the kid. I think it's a terrible investment, but I'm happy for the kid.
It's a terrible investment for who?
Well,
the person who bought it for $100,000?
It doesn't feel like, okay, best case scenario goes to 200.
Okay, it's sold in the same week by the person who bought it for 100 for 175. Did you know that? The person
Okay,
bought
he
it for 100 and
flipped it. He
immediately
wasn't an
flipped it for
investment. It was a
175.
flip.
Immediately flipped it for 175. I kind of feel bad for the kid. I mean, as bad as you can feel for a kid who's standing there with a stack of $100,000.
No. Yeah, he got off good. I think I'm okay with that. I think everyone wins in that scenario.
So pull up for me
Except for
2020 Mac Jones. 2020 Mac Jones. Now, yes, I said that correctly. 2020 Mac Jones. What is the only way you could have a Mac Jones
XRP.
card in 2020? Close. XRP is Ripple. That's XRP, which is a crypto. There you go, XRC. XRP is the ticker for Ripple.
If you guys know our buddy Bro Namath, he gets off to these. He loves these.
XRC, but it's not just an XRC. First of all, it's a redemption, guys. When Andrew pulls it up, you'll see. But it is a 2020 select for 2021 XRC Gold redemption. Gold redemption. There you go. Look at this. Isn't that amazing?
It's a nice.
So this was a redemption in last year's product. We opened one of these as a break for folks on Super Bowl Sunday, and somebody hit a Herbert Silver, which was nice. But it has redemptions interspersed for the next year's class. And this wasn't just a redemption for Mac Jones. This is Mac Jones Gold. Out of 10. Everybody knows what Gold's all about, right? What are there, 4 of these right now in the PSA pop?
Yep.
So this is a Mac Jones Gold XRC from the 2020 product line in Select. Real nice card. And when you think about his gold prism selling for $175,000, this one's sitting at $3,800. Mac Jones. Just one of those value propositions that we like to bring to you, on the weekly auction. And I mean, you can't go wrong with Mac Jones presently because he has a huge following, and you can't go wrong with gold. Everybody who's anybody's telling you to buy gold. Buy gold.
And something to keep in mind with these XRCs,
mm-hmm.
because they're redemptions, they're going to typically grade better, right? The company's going to protect. They're going to make sure they send you a nice looking card. Chances are 80% of the XRCs that are redemption sending back, I'm assuming, get 10s. Is that fair? Like right around, I would assume they have a higher gen rate.
Yeah, I mean, you would like to think, right? They're not even in packs. They're just being mailed directly to you.
With the Panini sticker, right?
Yep. So you
could send.
All right, so you send it right in, right? And you can send it right in that plastic. You don't have to take it out, right? I think that's what you're about to say.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited because I want to know your thoughts before I tell you the card. Prism Gold Rookie Auto version doesn't get the love of the Prism Gold regular because people like it's sort of like Bowman Chrome First Auto, but Topps base regular. People like the RPAs for their autos, but their golds they only like as their Prism base. Talk to me about that.
Can we pause though on that? Like
Sure.
things change, right? Like things do change.
Yeah.
The market does change. Like just because this is how we collect now. Like as you were talking about that optic, I didn't know you were going white sparkle, Cage, but
Yeah.
I think there's an opportunity for optic to even out the score in a 10-year time frame with Prism. Optic is a difficult grade. It's a beautiful, beautiful design. It has a lot of more originality. And look, Prism, all the years sort of kind of blend together. I mean, I think 2015 is a little bit different. So with the autos, I mean, I think I saw on alt there was a Steph Curry gold auto PSA 10 from 2013. And that was like a $20,000 card. But you have a Steph Curry gold from 2012, which also is in his rookie year. That one, with no auto, in a PSA 10, that's a $200,000-$300,000 card.
Yep.
I don't understand that, and I don't.
All right. So stick with that.
We're very narrative driven.
I'll go back to the auto versus regular in a second, but stick your optic. Pull up for me, Joe Burrow.
Stick it in your optic.
2020 optic Burrow. Joe Burrow. Now this is a really cool one, guys. If Andrew's right about what would a gold or you name it. So this is an orange optic contenders rookie auto color match, right? The top 4 in PSA 10. Take a look at this. Panini Contenders Optic Orange Joe Burrow Rookie Auto.
Hold up. Because I pulled something else up here. Give me a sec.
That one.
Which one? This one right here?
The PSA 10. Card number 101. It's the 2020 Panini Contenders Optic Orange Joe Burrow out of 50.
Okay, because this is the paper one. This is another really nice one. This is a 10-10.
10-10. right? I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen the 1010s of like National Treasures. We've seen.
But this is the one you're talking about. This is the
1010's nice.
shiny
Yes, this is
version.
exactly the Contender's optic version, right? So you got two options here. You got a 1010 of the paper, and you got this is a color match, right? These Bengals, orange, numbered out of 50, right? There are 4 of these. Optic, Contenders, the ticket out of 50. You know, the Brady one's out of 100 that sells for 7 figures. If you're on the Burrow bandwagon, look at this card. It's gorgeous. Orange.
What about this
4
one,
of them.
Cage? I know this isn't numbered.
I like
but
that one
this
too.
has this is a
No, it's
1010.
1010. Yeah, it's 1010. You just don't know how many of them are out there. I mean, obviously, you can take the look at the pop report. I love this card also. I think this card's gorgeous.
And then
I
look
think
at
there's
this
some
guy.
Burrow. That's nice also. There's some Burrow. There's some real nice Burrow ticket options here. All right, so back to, and I'm almost done here. I don't have too many cards here. Back to that gold versus, auto versus base. Do me a favor. This might be the time. If you're a believer, and I know Andrew's not, put in 2018 Prism Trey gold. I know you're not a believer, but a lot of people are.
I was actually going to say, we just had Jem Raid on before this. He's going to, our buddy Ryan, you guys are going to love this episode. It's going to air Monday.
So not optic on this. 2018 Prism Gold Trey.
Prism Gold. I think Garland, we talk a little bit about Garland. I think Garland is a better play than Trey, but that could be crazy.
So Trey's cards are beat up a little bit this year. No, people don't go for the gold auto. Look at this card. This is the rookie gold. What would a BGS 9.5 of his base gold go for? 10 times this? 20 times this? And you have right now.
Look at the little pit hair.
1 of 4. What we're looking at here now, guys, is BGS 9.5 with a 10 auto. Gold, number 5 of 10. Rookie auto of Trey. Only 10 of these out there. $5,000. It's just one of those things that I looked at because, Panini, Prism, brand, gold. It checks so many buckets, so many baskets, checks so many boxes. People just don't love the gold auto, maybe because of the sticker auto. But it gets a point where, all right, if his gold base is $100,000 or whatever it might be, $50,000, I don't even know what it's at. This is a fraction of the price. It's still the same release, and this one has an auto on it. So, it gets to a point where maybe you're now looking at an opportunity to buy a card that doesn't come up that often when his market is depressed and no one's looking for this because everybody's busy looking for quarterbacks. This might be my favorite card in the auction. You ready?
Yes.
2008 SPX Kobe. Just type that for me. 2008 SPX Kobe. Now wait till you see this.
Who owns SPX, Cage?
It's Upper Deck.
Upper Deck?
If you are a Laker fan, go by highest, please. Look at the triple auto of Kobe, Jerry West, and Kareem. Look at this Laker franchise autograph. Isn't that amazing? $1,725. That's all it's at right now. $1,725. I know it's stickers, but you've got Kareem, Jerry West, and Kobe all on one card with a BGS 9.5 and 10 autos for all of them. That's an amazing card. If you're a Laker collector, like this reminds me of a Yankee guy. Maybe you got Mickey Mantle and throw in like Jeter, and maybe they throw I don't even know. I don't want to insult any of these 3 guys. They're all great. I don't want to throw like an Aaron Judge on there, but Jeter, Mattingly, and these guys. I mean, this is Hall of Famers. These are top players. You're already on the $12 bargains.
I love the bargain.
Gone. We've lost him, folks. He found the total bargain.
You remember how people used to do like the dollar bargain bins?
Mm-hmm.
I sort of think with all these auction houses popping up, like the $50 bargain bins are incredible.
100%. And I don't show them because that's your bargain. Last one I wanted to chat about, just really quick, guys.
Man. You don't have to show with this.
You don't have to pull a picture of this up. So there's the Topps East-West, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, BGS, the way they were on each side, right? And it is a BGS 10 pristine black label. Don't see those things too often. So iconic card. It's got, the East-West. It's got Jordan on the front, Kobe on the back, black label. There are two of those cards, okay?
It's a black label?
Yes, sir. Kobe, East-West Jordan. Take a look. It's 1998 Topps. Pull it up for a sec. Let everybody get the benefit of it on YouTube.
Tops or Tops Chrome?
This one here is Tops, I think. Throw it up.
Wow.
It's obviously it's a shiny card, but look at that. $2,100. BGS 10 Jordan insert. East West Kobe, early Kobe. Kobe third year. It's such a gorgeous card. You think it'd be more money than that?
1,000%. This is super cool.
You know what I mean? And then the last one, guys, if you're a Tiger guy, I'll throw some golf in there. Early career Tiger auto. It's 05 SP Authentic Sign of the Times. That's a sign of the times. The SOT. Jordan has those. There's a lot of sign of the times autos. It's a well-known autograph set they do. But this is a BGS 95 Gem Mint Tiger Woods single auto, 10 auto, and it's sitting at only $1,200 right now. A real nice card, real nice autographed Tiger. Tiger's not leaving. He's staying at the PGA. We're having some fun there. So, guys, that's all the cards I saw. There are plenty of cards in PWCC. And I'm going to take a second because our next PWCC episode will be next week. I'll bring this up again. But, guys, the premier auctions on Thursday, it is amazing. The cards are on there from the Luca RPA rook. Just some real monster cards in there. And usually when there's that many monster cards, something is a bargain. So if you're into Premier, take a look at that one. That's not what we're talking about here today. Last stuff I like to remind folks, and we'll keep it kind of short, is check out that Power Buyer feature that we just used. It'll show you cards like that Rod Carew. There's a bunch of Pokemon cards that are in Power Buyer. If you just click on that and then, sort however you want, cheapest, most expensive, by year, however it is, it'll be cards that currently right now are not bid anywhere near their appraisal value. It looks like bargains, basically. Also, take a look at the ones when you click Flash. Those are the ones that were entered into this auction as late as this past Wednesday, only a couple of days old. They might not have got the bids yet, the eyeballs, you name it, that the other cards that were put in earlier would have gotten. I like to remind you guys of that all the time. I love going on the PWCC auction because of just the sortability of it. And you see what Andrew just did? You will go in there looking for a card. You'll go in there looking for something, and the card next to it will be like, "Whoa, what about this one? Look at all these Burrows. Look at this Kobe bargain." It's fun. It's like going to a card show. Shoot.
This is the season when, so the last 2 years, big money won. Only a few of us could buy Mickey Mantle PSA 9. And when I say a few of us, it's not me. But in a down market, this is when you win, in my opinion. This is when you could put on that work. You could stay up for an extra 3 hours, and you could find bargains when people aren't bidding. Second thing is something I'm watching as we near National, right? This is the last premiere before National. What are people going to do? Are they going to bid, or are they going to hold their cash back in anticipation of the show?
Right? National's the end of the month, right? So there's probably one more premiere in July.
Do you think so?
Yeah,
National's the 27th of July.
Yeah.
And it's one a month, right? So the June one is going to be the only one that closes. If you bid in the premiere, you're not going to get your cards. You're not going to be able to bring.
Oh yeah, you probably won't have them in hand. You're right. You're right. You might not
be able to what are you doing? And I don't know. I'm genuinely curious. I'm just more observing and watching and seeing how it plays out.
I like it. Listen, the national timing is crazy. I would, if I were, just throwing it out there, I'd be looking at those Burrow cards. I'd be looking at football cards. I think football is going to be huge at national. I really do.
It's one of those where you could buy now and have a higher trade value, even if you're playing that game. A lot of our members are actually new PWCC customers. So take advantage of a lot of the features that isn't just bidding. So like they have vaulting, and something that's super cool is if you have some high value cards and you want to protect it and insure it, you could send them to PWCC. And if you want to auction them off, you get a cash advance feature. If you don't want to auction them off, if you don't want to auction them off, if you don't want to auction them off,
who's that? Is that Cole?
We're getting our air conditioner fixed.
Oh, okay.
If you don't want to auction them off, what you can do is after they're curated, you could get a loan for 50, 60, 70% of the value. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep.
So think about it. If you go into National, for example, you could have all of your cards sent there that you don't want to bring to National. You could get 20, 50, 60% of the value in a loan. You could get that money, and now you have capital to go spend, and your cards are safe and sound. So take advantage of the full suite, I guess, of products that PWCC offers. They're not just
weekly. They're very helpful. They're very helpful. I'll tell a quick story, and then we'll end it. Sure. I bought Ian a coin for his birthday on Tuesday, and I bought it early. I bought it in the middle of May. and my eBay was defaulted to send it to the PWCC vault. And I emailed them and I'm like, guys, this is the wrong thing. Just send it back to me. Like, we got to find it. Anyway, long story short, they found it. They gave it to me. They FedExed it to me, and we got it. And he was able to get it on his birthday. He just reached out and asked. You know what I mean? There's people there like every place else. You know what I mean? So, and they're helpful. Same thing. If you're new bidder, you have questions, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to those guys. You know they'll respond.
And if you guys are playing in like the 5, 6, 7 figure cards or even 4 figure, reach out to Eric Myers. Reach out. He's one of the he works for them. He's one of the best resources that I've had in the space, except for you, Cage, to learn the markets. So reach out to him. He'll help you send cards in. Once you send cards in, he'll be your rep. There's so much you could do with it. So couldn't speak more highly of that team and what they're building there.
Beautiful.
Peace.
Thanks, everybody.
Go shop, but don't bet against me. Thank you all for listening to another episode of Lucas, Tigers, and Bronzo My. I wanted to tell you about a new service that we have starting as of today, and I'm really, really excited to bring it to you guys. So, as a part of our partnership with SGC, we got 50 free submissions every single month, and many of you have taken advantage of that. And it's amazing that we could have the opportunity to 650 episodes, 675 episodes in, to go ahead and give back to our community. As people were sending those cards in, they asked, can we send 5, 10, 20 more cards to you guys? We'll pay for it, but we wanted them graded with SGC. You guys know SGC is turning cards around in 13 to 14 business days, have incredible customer service, and their secondary market values are going up day after day after day. And that's exciting for the hobby and exciting for the grading landscape. So we didn't want to just rush into it. We wanted to do it right. And what we did was I relocated here to Boca Raton, Florida. I opened up a P.O. box maybe 5 minutes away from SGC, and I will be hand delivering and hand picking up the cards. So you don't have to worry about anyone else touching your cards. It will be me, and I will update you every step of the way. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to personally pick up the cards from a P.O. box, prep them, new card saver, new penny sleeve, and deliver them to SGC every single Tuesday. Why Tuesday? Well, it lets the stragglers over the weekend come back through on Monday and gives me a day to prep, and it basically gives SGC the entire week to work on grading those cards. Once your cards pop, only then at the end of the process will you be paying for the service. It's $25 per card, simple as that, and the turnaround times have never been faster. We're hearing right now 13, 14, less than 20 business days. So there it is. 9170 Glades Road, number 135 is the P.O. Box in Boca Raton, Florida, 33434. 9170 Glades Road, number 135, Boca Raton, Florida, 33434. Of course, you could shoot me an email or shoot me a text anytime, and I'm always available. Many of you already have my email. It's iamandrewgoldberg@gmail.com. or my cell phone number, 215-519-9154. Reach out with any questions. I could walk you through the process. I've hopped on the call with quite a few of you, and I'm happy to do that. Love you, Luca Nation.